Hey BoLS fans, AdamHarry here with another tabletop ready tips for the rest of us, where I take you through some quick and dirty tips to get your stuff tabletop ready. Today I'm going to be going over some quick tips for painting your terrain up. Here's some of the Mantic terrain that I've been working on with Big Red. We've got a bunch of stuff built and primed white. We're going to go for kind of a futuristic look today, so we wanted to go with the clinical white look. But we also wanted to splash some color on here. So what we're actually going to do today is really simply just tape off the models, or tape off the terrain here, and give it kind of a colored block feel for like some mega city where like this is red block, this is blue block, this is green block. So so stick with me today and I'll show you here. I have a basic thing to show you guys what it looks like right now. Again, just simply primed white. We haven't even gone in and done any of the lining work yet, but we'll get to that. So I'm gonna do the power of editing and voila! Not really. What we've done here is I've taped off the a different piece. What I'm gonna do is just spray a line of color. I'm going to choose a different color for each block and spray a line here. The big trick here is if you want everything to be uniform and correct, you need to have an accurate starting point for each model. So what I've used is I've actually used the tape as one line to measure. I'm using 2 links of tape up, and then on the way for down, I'm actually using, because Mantic has these cool pegs and they're static across all of the different features, I'm using those different pegs as my marker point so I know where the bottom of the tape goes. So if you can see here, I've kind of used the bottom peg across all of these different things as my point to know, hey, that's where the bottom of the top piece of tape goes. So tape off the rest, kind of like this. You can either do this side where you've taped everything off, or if you're very confident with your spraying ability, you can, or you have an airbrush, which would be awesome for this, you can leave a section here if you're confident you can just get that stripe. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go take these out and give these a quick prime, and then we'll come back. Real quick, I want to mention before I started to prime, there's one tip I wanted to mention, and that is to make sure that the paint in the strip here is very adhered to the background. So what I'm doing is just running my finger on the top to make sure that that line, when the paint hits it, is not going to leak down below it. So again, the top part, just want to make sure that it's stuck to the background. And when I peel the tape off, I'm going to peel away from the tape to prevent any tearing. So again, just go around the edge of the model with the tape line and make sure that it's adhered so there's not any gaps. It's like right in here, you can see kind of a gap. I'm going to work the tape in there to make sure it's nice and tight and there's no loose ends for the spray to get into. So yeah, make sure that, go around the model, make sure that it's nice and tight, and then I'll go prime it. Okay, so this is one of the rare times I'm going to be on camera. A lot of people were asking me, you know, what angle do I spray out? How do I do that stuff? Blah, blah, blah. Well, here's a pro tip. I'm outside in Texas right now. It's super humid today. It's not a good day to prime. If it's humid outside, there's a lot of moisture in the air, that is bad for your spray paint. You're going to get that clumpy, frosty, nasty looking effect, and it's just bad time. So unfortunately today we're just going to have to not do this today and come back tomorrow. Hopefully the weather will permit. So there we go. There's your magic tip. AdamHarry. Alright BoLS fans, we're back out. The weather has cleared up quite a bit. It's still quite hot because it's still Texas summertime, but it's definitely not as humid. So I'm going to go grab the stuff and prime it up out here. And I'm going to try to show you guys the angles that I'm working. Alright, so first up I have the first building. I'm going to use this Army Painter blue that I have. Yeah, I have a paper towel underneath where my hand is so I don't spray myself too much, but I'm just going to go about this far. Here in Texas, they say 18 to 12 inches for the spray, but you really have to take into account your own climate. So here in Texas, I find short bursts closer is better than long bursts far away, but again, just you kind of have to play around with it. I've been spray painting stuff outside for years in Texas, so this is what I've learned. So give it a good shake. Spray, you have a nice solid line there. I'm going to do the whole thing. Okay, cool. So as you can see, got all 4 sides sprayed now. I'm going to go swap colors and do it on the rest of the buildings. But that's the basic principle. Just do that at home, do it in the backyard, hopefully, or someplace well ventilated. Don't do it inside because it'll stink and could cause you some lung problems. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to go take this back inside and we'll keep filming. We are back inside. As you can see here, the other one I primed here, I used a green. What we're going to do now is really simply just peel off the tape. Shocker, I know. Go in here, and ideally when you're peeling the tape off, you want to peel away from the paint. So you want to peel, in this case, up, as you can see here. Hopefully you have a nice, clean, straight line all the way around. And I'll do the bottom as well. Cross our fingers, it's like Christmas. Boom, there you go. A nice, clean, straight line. If you need to get in there and do any touch-ups, I mean, you just pick the background color. Obviously this is white, so we just use a white paint and touch it up. But there you go. Nice, clean, straight line. Painter tape, spray paint. It's a classic move. So the next step after this, I'm going to pull the tape off, and I've got the blue one to do as well, so I'll do that one next. But then we're going to line the buildings. Okay, I've pulled off the tape on the blue building as well. As you can see here, nice clean lines. I'm really pleased with the way that turned out, if I do say so myself, and I just did. So next up is just a lining step. You can kind of see from the light already, this has just been prime white with the blue on there now. It's already got some pretty deep crevices. But we're going to do the same thing I did with the Firestorm Redoubt. I'm going to use these fancy, super awesome Faber-Castell pens. I'm using the dark gray one here. And I'm just going to go into the the cracks here. Let me turn it sideways so I can show you guys. And I'm just going to go along the line of the building and make it darker. I'm not pushing very hard because I got a camera in the way. But I'm going to do that across the majority of the building here. So, yeah, anyway. I'm going to do that, and then I'll do one side and then show you guys what it looks like when it's done. Real quick, too, before I get started on lining the building, another little tip when using these Faber-Castell, because it's a felt tip, you don't want to jam it in there and then go back and forth. You actually want to pull it like a paintbrush. So if I could show you real fast, like on this line right here, I'm going to put it in the crevice and pull, and I'm not doing a very good job of getting the camera in the way, but the idea is that you will pull along the top and keep going. So pull, do not press it in the crevices, pull it across to keep a nice straight line so you don't damage the tip too much. So, alright, time to line. So I just finished lining this side of the building. I just want to show you guys kind of difference. It's going to be hard to tell. I wanted a really subtle difference between the terrain. The idea is that this terrain, again, it's tabletop ready. It's not supposed to detract from the armies. It's supposed to be something that your armies look good on top of, as opposed to look really good and you're kind of overtakes the army. Anyway, point is, this side you can see it's very subtle shading with that gray, but you can see that there is more definition, more tone to the piece now. This side, as you can see, still very white, and there's not a lot of extra shading that you can from this side compared to that side. So same kind of thing. You can see the much different lining. I even did the top just to, if you can see a side-by-side shot here. Try to get that light out of the way. So there. This piece has been lined. This piece has been lined. This has not. You can see that this is way darker than this one. So again, it's just something. It's a subtle thing to show to have more depth for your terrain without overshadowing the paint job on your armies. But yeah, it's a real quick tabletop tip there. So all in all, building it was way longer than painting it. Again, prime white, put the tape on it, prime whatever color you want. You can go back in, you can even add little decals. Big Red and I were talking about maybe doing some stencil work within the green band to actually number the sides or whatever. But it's whatever you want to do. It's your terrain. If you want to go nuts, do it, go nuts. There's still some touch-up stuff, obviously, right here. I think a bit broke off and we lost it. So I got to go back in and paint that white. But as you can see, really simple steps. Prime it, tape it, prime it again, take the tape off and line it, and then it's tabletop ready. So again, this is AdamHarry with BoLS, another tabletop ready tip for the rest of us. If you have any other questions, comments, drop them below. Hit us up, give us a like, subscribe if you like what you're seeing. If you want to see more stuff, let me know. I think I'm going to do some vehicles next. So yeah, we'll find out. See you next week. This is AdamHarry from BoLS signing off. Have a good one.